How are you doing today? Hi, Rosa. How are you? You're welcome for your corrections, of course. Chari, I saw you're in here. Hello. Mona, thank you so much. You are our star student tonight. It's the middle of the night for Mona. It's like 1:30 in the morning, I think. And I emailed you earlier. Mona is one of our premium subscribers, as is Rosa. We're so lucky to have you guys. I haven't seen Selma in here yet, but I assume Selma's either here or coming soon. Jose, hi, glad to have you back. Nitesh is here. Hello. I am good. How are you? Masood, hello. Nice to have you. Sendarlin, hello. Good morning to you too. Tsing Din, hello. How are you? I can tell you how to join the class. You can join the class for free. You're already in it. You're welcome to study for free here with us. If you want to join our premium class, it's the same class, but you're a premium subscriber, so you get a bunch more features. I can tell you how to do that. I am going to paste a couple websites for you in the chat there. This is how you become a premium subscriber. Just go to that link and it gives you details about all the classes you can choose from. Canadian teachers, American teachers, all of us are really good. Everyone else is way better than me even. But we all know English and we love English and teaching it. We're all linguists and word nerds, and it's a lot of fun. So Tsang, to answer this, you to answer your question, you just go to that link and you can sign up, become a premium subscriber. And what you get with that is a whole lot. You get a lot of different things. You get corrected homework and feedback from your teachers, so you can ask Rosa or Selma or Mona about that. And I am good, Mona. I'm so glad you stayed up. Thank you. Thank you so much for staying up so late. Anthony, you're back as well. Nauer, hello. Good to have you. Jao, or is it Jao? Is that how I pronounce it? I know I was practicing that. And we have two Anthonys here. Luciana, always a pleasure. We love having you in class. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting to everybody's questions. You like my attitude, Anthony? Well, thank you. I try to have a good attitude. Selma is here. Hello. Hi. And it looks like everybody's still kind of joining. Chari. Hi, Jose. What you do is go to that link and you'll see, I'll show you, you'll see the different classes you can sign up for. Nicole teaches pre-intermediate English, so it's early level English, and she's an amazing teacher, very good with pronunciation, so that's a great class to watch. Rosa, you probably should be admin on the chat. You're very good about answering questions for everyone. Thank you. We have two Monas. Oh, you're right. We do have two Monas. Okay, so we have Mona A, and we have our premium subscriber Mona as well. Yes. I'll call you Mona A and Mona. How about that? Our premium subscriber Mona, you'll just be Mona. And then our other Mona, I'll call you Mona A if that's okay. All right. Chari, hi, hello. Okay, Nietzsche, if you want to know more about premium subscribing, here's the link you can sign up. You can ask Rosa too. I'm sure she'd be happy to chat with you. And that's good practice, right? Practicing talking to each other in English, chatting with each other in English. And you can sign up for a free month. Mona, premium subscriber Mona, you were asking about your account. I need you to log in with your account, actually. And I can send you a detailed video about how to do that, but I can show you really quickly here at the beginning of class too. What you'll want to do is log in with your Gmail that you signed up for, the one that you and I have been emailing with, and open up Chrome, Google Chrome, and log into your Gmail. So you're gonna log into your Gmail and then go to smartenglish.me or smartenglish.com/smart/live. I'll give you that link. and you're going to click login with Google. So I'm going to log in, and you will see a little circle up here. I have my photo on there, so it pops right up, and that means you're logged in. I will see that you're logged in, and then you can access your classes by clicking on me up here in the corner. Click on me. So now I'm logged in. This is one of my classes. This is another class. This is the class that we're in right now. So I've taken attendance. So you are signed up. You're signed up in the class, but I need you to log in so that you have access to the lessons for you. You are here though, so I'm going to go ahead and make you present. Okay, so we're gonna get started right away, and we have a lot of information to go over. I just want to make sure I get everybody here. Yes, Rosa, I think Mona is Mona Abir. Yes. And you can contact me on Facebook. Sure. Yeah, do you guys want my Facebook? I'll just sign in, and USA-English. I will... You guys can all add me as friends. So here's my profile, and I'll put a link. That way you don't have to search for me. It's just right there. Happy to help you out, Nish. So yeah, if we're not friends yet, just request me, and I'll add you on there. This is my beautiful college where I work. I work in Spokane, Washington, at the Spokane College of English Language. It's a beautiful school. I mean, it's so nice. I love it a lot. We have our SCEL Facebook page too. So if you do want to add me on Facebook, that's great. Add my college also. Be friends with us. You can check out some of our amazing deals we have for studying English right now. We're offering a special tuition discount for any new students who want to sign up and come and study here, but start in December or January. If you want to start in December or January, half price tuition, 50% tuition. So you can come and study here for your initial study, whatever you first sign up for. So if you sign up for 3 months or 6 months, whatever you sign up for in the beginning, we'll only charge you half price, which normally we're very affordable anyway. We're $1,200 a month. But this is only $600 a month for study at an American English college. You can do research, you can look up online and see what's there, but I promise you're not gonna find a better deal than that. And our teachers are amazing. They're so nice, so talented. Nicole teaches here. I know many of you have been in her class, Rosa and Selma and Tsiring and Jose. I think you've checked out a couple. Neil is here also as a teacher. He's great. And then we have all these amazing teachers you haven't even met yet because they don't yet have live classes. Some of them have families and they can't teach this many classes. I don't have a family, so I'm able to be here more. But you guys should come and study at my college. I would love that. That'd be amazing. So if you want to come and study at my college, I'm also going to send you the website where you can apply. In the application there, and you can also message me on Facebook and tell me after you applied, say, hey Josh, I applied, check my application, and we can get that started right away for you. So please check it out. That would be so cool. And I can also answer questions. If you hit me up on Facebook or email, I'll type my email in the chat too. joshua.porter@usa-english.com. That is my email, my other email. I have two. Premium subscribers, you have my other one already. But you can ask me any questions or for more information about it, and I'll be happy to talk with you. So yeah, that's great. We'll get started here in just a second, just to give our premium subscribers a chance to log in. There's our college. It's beautiful, clean, really technology based. We have laptops and computers and big screen TVs and amazing teachers. Oh, I guess I don't have many photos of it. I thought I had more photos of our college. There's me teaching in Mexico. Sometimes we bring our students to the radio station. There's me with an ugly mustache. We have a radio station we also have here in town that's fun. We can visit if you come to Spokane and stay and study. Here's one of our Mongolian students hanging out, being goofy. And then silly photos that I've made for some of my younger students to try to get them to check their homework. I'll make goofy photos for them. So yeah, Nicole is a brilliant teacher. You're right. I agree. She is so amazing. She's great with accent reduction or pronunciation classes. It's so good. Anthony it says Anthony thinks I have to find a girlfriend. Does it look like I have too much time on my hands when I'm making silly photos like this? Is that what you mean? Should I find better ways to spend my time? Thank you. I do. I have an amazing girlfriend. She lives in Vancouver, Canada, kind of by our sister college. They have an amazing college too, just like ours. But she lives far away, so I have lots of extra time on my hands, and that's why I make silly dinosaur photos. Okay, yeah, Chari, you should come study here. Come hang out with us. That'd be awesome. Masad, love to have you, and such a good deal. But you have to start December or January to get that deal. So apply today. Send your application today, and then we can get you here and studying at Spokane College of English Language. I'll share our application website one more time with you guys. Imad, hi, welcome, hello. Happy to have you here. Okay, so Mona stayed up super late to be in class today because she's amazing. Thank you so much. I love that. That's wonderful. You're a dedicated student. So I'm going to teach you the lesson right now. We're going to start right now because you've been so kind and waited up for so long for this class. So welcome, everybody, and happy to have you here. We are going to begin our lesson today, which is a follow-up lesson to last class. Last class we did reading on the subject of obesity. And obesity, of course, is the state of having so much extra fat in the body. Remember, fat is a tissue, just like skin. We have muscle, we have fat, skin tissue, muscle tissue, fat tissue. So we did a reading on it. Today, we are going to do a listening on obesity. So we're going to hear native speakers pronouncing words and academic material. This, of course, is English for academic purposes. And English for academic purposes, we teach words that are used in academics, TOEFL words, IELTS words, and Mona, thank you. That's very sweet of you. And we teach strategy. And this is good for academics, so this class will prepare you to go study at a college or university. Or if you want to be a teacher, I know some of our students in this class want to become English teachers themselves. This will help you with that. It will also help you if you want to go into business or start a business. If you are writing business proposals, or if you are writing any sort of grant or business letter, all of this will apply because the formatting and the way we use our language and our words, our syntax, our grammar, all of that will be useful for you in any profession where you have to read or write in English. So this is a great class for that. We're going to go over more vocabulary. I know we spent a lot of time on vocabulary last class, but it's important we understand the words. I'm going to go a little bit quicker today because I want to get to the listening, but then we can talk about the words in context, and we can talk about how we are using these words and what the meaning is, okay? So let me get started here. We're going to talk about our academic word list first. First word on the list is consumption. Consumption. Consume is the verb that this noun is made from. It's the base form, consume. Consume is to eat or to use something. For example, cars consume petrol or gasoline. Cars consume gasoline. They use it to function. We consume food. We, as a global population, we consume natural resources like water, oil, lumber, wood, right? Trees. We consume these things. Oh, Walla. Hello. Wallaker? Is that, what do you want me to call you? Do you go by Walla? Like Walla? Really? The amount of using something. Yes, it's the state of using something. Consumption is something that we have to think about when we're talking about the world, right? We have natural resource consumption. But here we're talking about obesity, right? Our main word that we're learning is obesity, which is the medical condition or disease state of having too much fat on the body so that doctors are concerned for a patient's health. So in consumption, what are we talking about? In this context, we're talking about food. We're talking about how much food a person consumes. So what is your consumption? Your doctor might say. They're talking about how much food do you eat in a day. Contributor. Contributor is a agent noun, so it refers to the agent of an object. So McDonald's is a contributor to obesity, the obesity epidemic in the United States and Canada and across the world. You're right, Rosa, that's the correct contents. It's a person who contributes to something. Yes, Anthony, but it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a company or a product, right? Fatty foods are contributors to bad health. We can say that sentence. I'm going to type it in the chat. Fatty foods or fried. Let's talk about fried foods. Fried foods are contributors to poor health, right? Fatty foods are contributors to poor health. It can be a person too, right? Joshua is a contributor of fun at parties. Something like that, right? We add to it. I'm the agent of fun, or fried foods are the agents of bad health. We can use it both ways. All right. So, yeah, we began 19 minutes ago, but we've only been teaching vocab for like 5 minutes, so don't worry about it. You're not late. You didn't miss anything. You can watch the first part of the video later. It's just me talking about my awesome college and wanting all of you students to come study here with me. There's links in the chat. Dispose. Dispose is to get rid of something, right? To dispose. We can dispose of garbage. That's the first word that pops in my head. We dispose garbage. Something can be disposable. A disposable water bottle is not good for the environment. A reusable water bottle is. The body does not dispose of all sugars and fats. The body stores sugars and fats. It saves them, right? But if it disposes it, it is to get rid of it. Yes, Rosa, you are again 100% correct. To get rid of something. Discard. Yes, Luciana, also brilliant answer. That's a good synonym. Discard. Very good. So economic. Economic. If something is economic, it's an adjective. An economic meal is usually not a healthy meal. Economic is like affordable, something that is of good value, right? Unfortunately, McDonald's is an economic meal. It's pretty cheap in many countries, not all countries. But in America, you can get a hamburger and fries for like $2, right? And that's a meal. You can eat that and survive. But is it good for you? No. But it's economic, so many people eat it. Healthy food, in America at least, is more expensive. Organic food, natural food, whole food, fruits and vegetables can be very expensive, where fatty fried potato chips and food like that is cheap. It's affordable. It's economic. So that, I believe, is how that word's going to be used. Organic food isn't economic. Perfect sentence. That's perfect. And Soma, is that your login? Is that who I'm talking to? I'm not sure. I can't recognize it. It looks like XIXIA. If not, how do I pronounce your name? Eliminating. Eliminating is, just like Rosa said, to get rid of something. And she has great synonyms there. Affordable, inexpensive, cheap. As long as it's economic, it is good. Singh is asking this question. No, not necessarily. Economic, if something is economic, it is good, right? It's affordable. It's inexpensive. It's something that you can easily buy, usually. But in America, economic food is not good. It's not good because it's not good for you, for your health. It's bad for you. It's cheap and inexpensive and affordable, but it's of poor nutrition, bad nutrition. Okay. Sixia. Okay, Sixia. Hello. Thank you for the pronunciation. I appreciate that. Sixia. Cheap means low value, Sixia. Economic means affordable or inexpensive. We use the word cheap for two ways in English. It can mean affordable. Oh, this shirt was so cheap. It was only $2. But I can also say, oh, this shirt is cheap. It is of low quality. It is not of high quality. So there's two meanings. Okay. Incidents. Incidents, a good synonym would be happening or occurrence. And incidents is plural, of course, with the S, so it'd be happenings or occurrences. Incidences, unexpected or unwanted happenings. Yes, there is a negative connotation there. So that's, Luciana has an even better definition than me. Good job. An incidence is something that happens that's unwanted. That's true. We don't necessarily like the outcome or the happening. So good. It is usually unpleasant, Rosa. Yes. Situations is another good term. Situation could be positive or negative. It also is commonly used in negative outcomes. If I have a situation, if I just come up to you and in English, I say, hey, I have a situation. It's probably not good. It's probably difficult, at least. If I say there was an incident, your mind immediately goes to negative thing. Uh-oh, what happened? That's how I would react. If someone came up and said, I have a situation, I'd say, oh no, how can I help? Or if they said there was an incident, oh my gosh, what happened? It's unexpected and it's usually unpleasant. Yes, Nitesh has correct answer there also. Individual, for one. It means for one, yours, one only. If this is not my individual computer. It's not. I am an individual person. This computer is a shared computer. It is a group computer. Many teachers use this computer. Individual is like one for one. Yes, Anthony's got it. Okay. Networks. Networks are like connections, right? Networks. Social network. Facebook, we all know. It's a social network. It's a connectivity, a connection of people. Single and singular, yes, Luciana, for individual, good. Personal is another good one. Selma, there you are. Hi, how are you? And an individual, the word can also mean a person. I am an individual. We have, it can be an adjective as well though. We have individual personalities, individual likes or hobbies. My individual hobby is different than my peers. Similar things connected. Rosa, again, good definition there. Role. Role is like your job or your duty. My role right now is to be your teacher, to be an educator. That's my role. That's my job. That's my duty. Your role is as a student right now, and classmate, helping, interacting. And students, classmates, are also teachers in a way. We teach each other. We share information. Function is another good synonym. Anthony, it's not so much like an objective or a goal. It's more like your job, what you do. Function, I like a lot. Selma and Rosa said that. That's a very close synonym. Luciana, role is like a character. Yes, you are right. That's a different context, though. If I say, what is your role to an actor, I'm asking, what is the character you play? So if you're in a Shakespearean play, in a theater, what is your role? Oh, I play Hamlet or Macbeth, right? Work, yeah, that's better. That's good. Okay, statistics. Statistics are percentages, numbers, right? If I say 4 out of 5 students who choose to study in the United States have an amazing experience. That's a statistic. It's a percentage, right? We can take 4 and divide it by 5 and give a percentage, a number. Stats, numbers, yeah. Luciana, crazy numbers. Crazy for my English brain, because I'm better with words than numbers. But yeah, data. Selma's got a good synonym there. Stats sometimes. Given facts. Yes, facts in the form of numbers. Facts in the form of numbers. Sixia has a good definition there, but I would add with numbers. Facts with numbers. Task. Task is like a job, but it's like one small procedure or one small duty or job to do. So we use the word job to mean profession. We also use job to mean one task, one duty. My job is to teach these vocabulary words related to obesity today. That is my task. That is my duty. My assignment, good, that's another good synonym. Task can be a goal or objective, yes. My goal, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. Goal has a very positive meaning. Task might have a bad meaning if you don't like what your boss tells you to do or your teacher, right? If I say, hey, please write 1,000 sentences tonight using these vocabulary words, you'd say, no, thank you, Josh. That is too big of a task. Mehedi, hello, welcome. Hannah, yes, mission too, that could work. Yes, and welcome, hi. Transmitted. Transmitted means, well, let me explain how I would use it. I would use the word transmitted. Trans, of course, like transportation, is to change location when we say the word transportation, to move from one place to another. Transmitted is similar. It is to send information from one place to another, to pass something from one person to another or one place to another. You're right, Rosa. Transferred is a similar word. Whenever you see the prefix trans, Zainab, hello, how are you? Welcome. Prefix trans means to move or change. To move or change. Imad, sending. Yeah, data being transferred. Be careful of your spelling there. Nitesh, transferred is spelled this way. Transferred. There we go. Good job. All right. 2 R's there. Very close, though. You studied this with Sean today. Good. That's excellent. Okay, so these are more esoteric words to the specific context of obesity. So I'm going to go very quickly through these. I'll stop on a couple that need more detailed explanation, and some of them are familiar if you've been in earlier classes. Daniel, if you're on a bad Wi-Fi or a mobile phone, switch from HD to a lower rate, like 720 or lower, and you should see the video. World transformation. Well, the world is always transforming. Transform, though, is to change states, right? A butterfly it's not born a butterfly. A caterpillar is transformed into a butterfly through stages, through a cycle. Okay, it's working, good. Nitesh, that's okay. If you're not good with typing, no problem. And I can give you practice too. If you're interested, email me or message me after the class and we'll talk about it. Okay, so Hannah, what don't you get? I'm happy to explain. Ask me what specifically you want and I will explain for you. Abundance is a lot of something. Yes. And Karen, hello. Hi, Karen. Good to have you. So abundance is a lot of something. Adopted is to take something that belongs somewhere else and make it your own. When we think of this word, we often think of adopting a child, right? This is a child that I did not give birth to. I did not have a part in the biological birth of. But I will love this child like my own child. I will call him or her my son or daughter. But you can adopt rules. You can adopt habits. You can adopt good study habits from your peers, other students. Transmitted is the question Hannah wanted more explanation on. Transmit means to send something from one place to another. For example, this camera right here and internet is transmitting this class, my voice, my image, to you, to your computer, through the internet, through the network of computers. So we're transmitting sound and images right now. Hopefully that helps. So you can adopt a rule or a study habit. Yes, in the sentence, she is adopted. That would mean this person is raised by parents or a parent that is not their biological mother or father. Mona, good, or habits. You can adopt behavior. Chari, very good. Noor has a good explanation for Hannah. Affluence. Affluence is an academic word that means wealth, to be wealthy. If you are a family that has affluence, you have lots of money. So affluence is wealth. Appetite is the state of being hungry or not. If you have an appetite, we use it as a noun that we possess. I have an appetite means I'm hungry. If I say I have an appetite for, apples, it means you like apples. You have a hunger for apples. So appetite we use similarly to the word hunger in that way, if we're using the possessive statement with have. Correlation. Correlation is a connection that we make in our minds, okay? And it can be, we talk about another word with the word correlation. Correlation and causation, right? So let's say you eat at a restaurant once a week. Every Monday you eat at a restaurant, right? Every Monday you wear a red shirt. So you wear a red shirt and you eat at a restaurant every Monday. Now that restaurant serves bad food and it makes you feel sick. I don't know why you keep going back, but you do. So every Monday you eat at the same restaurant, you wear a red shirt, and you feel sick. So correlation, you could make a connection in your mind. Oh, every time I wear this red shirt, I feel sick. Maybe it is the red shirt making me feel sick. Now we all know that that's not the truth, right? The causation is the restaurant's food. That's the cause of you feeling sick. It's also a correlation. The restaurant and you feeling sick is a correlation. But also the red shirt and you feeling sick is a correlation. But it's not causation. So think of the word correlation as a connection you can make between two or more things. Okay? But I do want you to understand the difference between correlation and causation. Causation is the agent of Cause. Like what caused something? The agent of an outcome, right? That's another way we could say it. Agent of an outcome. So what caused it? Link. Thank you. Yes, Karen. Correlation, you can use the word link. You're linking two ideas. Okay. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss any comments here. You guys are doing a great job in the chat, by the way. Thank you for all the chat, all the response. Diabetes there is a correlation, Chari, between diabetes and obesity. Obesity doesn't always cause diabetes, and diabetes certainly doesn't cause obesity necessarily, but there is a correlation. Yes, good job. Devise. Devise is to create or make something. And a collocation, common words that go together, devise a plan. Devise a plan, create a plan. Devise a method to stop obesity, the epidemic of obesity. Invent a new thing. Sure, that's a good explanation, Rosa. Genetic is DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, right? DNA, our biology. What makes me have hazel eyes? What gives you brown hair or black hair or whatever color hair you have? It's genetic. It comes from your parents. All right. Overeating is correlated to obesity. Yes, there you go. Related to genes. Yes, genes. Not genes like pants. That's a different spelling. But genes like your DNA. You get 23 genes from your mother and from your father. Aaron devised a very evil scheme. Karen, awesome sentence. You forgot a period. But you're right. I hope that's not true. I hope Aaron did not do that, but maybe. Gland. Gland is a part of your body that is responsible for releasing hormones or chemicals. We talked about this in an earlier class, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Hormone is a body chemical that you produce, and they are chemicals that change behavior, right? Our hormones change our behavior. They say teenagers that are going through puberty, they have hormones racing through their body. So sometimes when teenagers are acting crazy, we'll say, hormones. Nurture. Nurture is the way that you care for something, right? If you have a baby, you nurture your baby. You raise them, you teach them good values, you teach them to be kind and respectful and to love other people. To nurture something is it's what you teach, right? I nurture my students. I help my students. And we talk about nurture versus nature. That's an age-old debate. That we could talk about that for hours, so I'm not going to get into the topic. But nurture is to care for something. Prosperity. Prosperity is wealth, again. It's another word like affluence that means wealth. To be prosperous, to make money, is what we usually think. You can use the word creatively too. You can say something like, those with loving families have the most prosperity. Those with good friends and kind hearts are prosperous. Secrete is to release something. Our body secretes sweat. Our tear ducts in our eyes secrete tears. Secrete is to release something. Successful. Okay. You guys have very good vocabulary. Excellent. And Nitesh, yes, that's a good example sentence. I am nurtured by my parents. Good passive sentence. To discharge, Anthony, yes, sure. Secrete, release, yes, Karen. Good, it sounds like you know. Suppress. Suppress is to reduce something, to suppress. What can I say? We have to suppress or sometimes we try to suppress our emotions, right? It's a good idea to suppress anger until you calm down and can think about the situation using your mind instead of your emotions. Some drugs suppress certain body actions. I'm trying to think of a good example. Suppress. Suppress is to make less. I can't think of a very good example. Let's see. Rosa says to put an end by force, suppress. Yeah, that's true. You could suppress my voice by covering my throat. I'm suppressing my speech would be maybe a good example. I'll try to think of a better one. So if you're a premium subscriber, so Mona, if you're still awake, I know you're probably tired. Thank you again so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to have you live in class. Rosa, Selma, go ahead and make a copy of your exercise. We're going to skip the pre-listening questions today because I want to get right to the listening because we're running, well, we have time. We have a little bit of time, but I still want to get through as much of the listening as possible. So this is the first paragraph of a larger listening. So we're just listening to an excerpt, a certain section of a longer listening. So this is just an introduction to the topic. If you were with us in our essay composition classes, you know that the first paragraph of a good English essay introduces our general topic. And so what we're going to do is we're going to listen, and it says we're going to compare this to the reading. So that was last class. We're going to listen to this and talk about how it relates to the reading and predict what we think the rest of the listening will be about. So I want you to listen for two things. If you were here last class, how does this relate to what we read? And if you weren't here from last class, that's fine. Just make a prediction. That's a guess about the future, a prediction about what topics this academic listening might be about or might discuss. Also, if you can identify the general statement and thesis statement, write those down too, okay? We're going to listen right now. So listen very closely, and then we'll talk about it in just a minute, okay?
Settle down, everyone. Let's get started. As you hopefully know, we are continuing our look at obesity today, and now that we've seen the state of obesity and some of the negative consequences it can have, we'll turn our focus towards some of the factors that can lead to obesity. Of most importance are two categories of causes that we'll look at, and those are genetic and environmental ones. You know the way of looking at many things. Is it nature or nurture, biology or learning? Is it something in our DNA, or did we get it from those around us socially, right?
Okay. So let's talk about this in the chat. Rosa says, Imad says, effect and the cause of obesity. Spelling there on cause, Imad, be careful, C-A-U-S-E. And Rosa says negative consequences and factors or causes of obesity. Yeah, we're going to explore the topic of obesity, right? A lot of rhetorical questions are asked. We've talked about that before. Chari, thank you. Mona, the internet is not good. Oh, I'm sorry, Mona. I'm sorry your internet's not working good. If you're watching us in this in HD, maybe change the rate and it might work a little better for you. Luciana says two causes, genetic and environmental. Careful there, you said genetic and environment. You want the adjective for that statement there, genetic and environmental, T-A-L. But you're right, good. Okay, let's see here. The full listening is 6 minutes long, okay? So that's a little bit longer than we're used to. I suggest, because we've talked in this class about note-taking skills and strategy, I suggest you take 20 seconds right now while I'm explaining this and grab a notepad or piece of paper, or have a window open with a Google Doc or Microsoft Word or Pages or whatever you use to type, if you're a quick typer, some notes as you listen. That will help. After the listening is over, we're going to identify the thesis statement. If you wrote down a thesis statement too, we're going to modify it. We're going to make it more specific after hearing what we're about to hear, okay? So just take notes, try to write down the important information bits, and we'll discuss afterwards. And I'll tell you what I think is most important from this section as well, okay? So I'm going to go away for a minute, 6 minutes and 51 seconds, and let you guys listen to this. So listen carefully and take notes, okay? We'll discuss afterwards.
Settle down, everyone. Let's get started. As you hopefully know, we are continuing our look at obesity today. And now that we've seen the state of obesity and some of the negative consequences it can have, we'll turn our focus towards some of the factors that can lead to obesity. Of most importance are two categories of causes that we'll look at, and those are genetic and environmental ones. You know the way of looking at many things. Is it nature or nurture, biology or learning? Is it something in our DNA, or did we get it from those around us socially, right? So genetics. Genetics have definitely been shown to have a strong correlation with incidence of obesity. Some studies, which have looked at children who have been adopted by other families, have been very telling. When the weight of adopted children, those raised separately from their biological parents in a different environment, is compared to that of their birth parents, there is an extremely high degree of correlation. That is, up to 80% of the time, the adopted child's weight matches the weight of their biological parents, not the adoptive ones. That definitely shows there must be some type of genetic factors at play. It is thought that as much as 40% of why a person becomes obese could be based on these genetic factors alone. The next question is, what is it genetically that seems to be causing obesity at all? There seem to be two hormones in the body that are contributing to this, namely leptin, that's Leptin, and ghrelin, that's Grelin. Leptin is a hormone that is secreted from fat cells and makes its way to the hypothalamus, which is a gland in the brain that helps regulate appetite. When there is excess leptin, it suppresses appetite and increases energy used, therefore causes a person to burn or reduce fat. The interesting thing is that obese individuals have high levels of leptin in their system, yet seem to have acquired some form of immunity to it through a genetic irregularity. The signals that would normally tell their body to stop eating and increase energy consumption do not get transmitted, and they continue to gain weight through excess fat. The second hormone, ghrelin, seems to work in an opposite way. Whereas leptin lets the body know it has eaten enough, ghrelin signals the brain that the body is hungry and needs more food intake. If people have an overactive or increased production of ghrelin, this could cause false signals to be sent to the brain that the body is hungry and lead, of course, to further obesity. Scientists are looking closely at both of these hormones and trying to devise treatments that could hopefully combat obesity on a genetic level. Well, as was mentioned, it's not all about genetics because the environment around an individual can also play a great role in someone becoming obese. One environmental factor that is often pointed to is the daily habits that people have, especially in modern times. Most studies show that modern industrialized societies, such as Canada, the United States, and countries in Europe, have far more cases of obesity. The argument is that with economic prosperity comes more abundance and access to more high-fat, unhealthy food sources. Some look at fast food outlets as a major contributor to this problem. By looking at any map produced by organizations such as the World Health Organization that shows levels of obesity, it's very easy to see how the most obese nations continue to be those that are industrialized and, well, rich. Societies that are poorly developed just don't have the same statistics. As mentioned, these richer societies have a high-fat diet, and this is another factor, the type of food a society eats. Nations with developed economies tend to eat more unhealthy food in general. But on top of that is quantity. I guess I should count myself in this, we eat far more than other societies. Think about how much Canadians put on their plates when they eat. Compared with a typical meal in many Asian nations, where there is far, far less obesity, it's very excessive. It's no wonder there's more obesity. A last environmental factor that leads to obesity, which can also be related to affluence in society, is the amount of exercise people get, or rather, the lack of exercise. In general, if people exercise less, they burn less energy and, therefore, store up far more fat than they dispose of. Some of this can be due to illness or old age, where people just become less physically able to be as active, and they gain weight as a result. Urbanization can also lead to this because modern conveniences of city life, such as easy transportation networks, and sedentary jobs such as office work, cause people to move much less. Even once at home, with TV and personal computers, people do less physically than they may have years ago. Obesity continues to be a health problem that is increasing around the world. We seem to have a better idea as to how to treat the problem genetically and identify the factors in our lives that make us more prone to it, but eliminating it can be a much more difficult task.
Okay, everybody, I'm back, and thank you so much for taking the great notes here in the chat. You guys did wonderful. Rosa took excellent notes. It looks like Noor contributed as well. Great notes. Good job catching those words. Mona, excellent. Good job. Yes. Let's see. Environment plays a role. Yeah, these are great types of food. Sang, good job. Sticking around as long as you could. You are up early and you got to go to sleep, so I understand. Earlier or late, I'm not sure. But thank you for being in class. All right. And Anthony also took great notes. Imad, thank you for doing that. I want to show you guys the notes that I took. Luciana, of course, great notes. I took these notes as we were listening, just in this time, because I wanted you to see what kind of notes I would create. Now, going back to our note-taking strategy, I'm going to bring the notes over here for you so you can see in just a second. Going back to our note-taking strategy, you might remember that I said you don't have to use complete sentences. You don't have to... I took notes on my notebook. That's fine. That's perfect, Selma. No problem. If you were taking notes on paper, good job. Shout out to everybody who did that. That's perfect. This is just for our practice, right, as students. So this is just for you. But again, you might remember from my lesson on note-taking that the best way to take notes is to use shorthand. Don't worry about grammar or spelling mistakes. Don't worry about complete sentences. Don't worry about writing down the exact word. I'll show you. And when they said economic, and they talked about wealth and affluence and prosperity, I just use the dollar signs because I know what that means, right? But what I would do is I would take these notes that you're going to see here right now. I'll just show them to you. I would take these notes and I would write down all the information I could very quickly. If we had time, what I would do is I'd go back through the listening with you and highlight this as we hear it in the listening so you could see. I'm going to share these notes with our premium subscribers so you guys can do that. You can rewind the video and go through and look at my notes and how I decided to take them. But I just tried to write down the most important information. Anytime you hear a number, a percentage, it's a good idea to write it down. A specific name, like those two hormones, leptin and ghrelin, and they also spelled them out. When I wrote the word here, spell, that was to remind me to tell you, anytime your lecturer, teacher, professor spells something for you, it's because they want you to get it exactly right. It's probably important information. So keep that in mind. Okay, Nitesh took it on paper as well. Okay, Rosa, you're not lazy, don't say that. You're a very hardworking student. So here are my notes. Here's what I wrote. I said there's two categories of causes. Now, if this is me and I'm going through what I wrote later, I would add the information that I missed. So 2 categories of causes. If I look at this 2 days from now, I might not remember of what. What were we talking about? Of obesity. Of obesity. So I want to write that to remind me what my subject was. And those 2 causes are 1, genetic, and 2, environmental. Do you see how I'm sort of cleaning up my notes a little as I go? Sort of condensing them and cleaning them up? 2 categories, genetic and environmental. And the nature or nurture, bio or learning, DNA or social. He did say all of these things, and as I was taking notes, I was writing them all down, but think about it. All 3 of these things are the same thing. Nature or nurture, genetic or environmental. Biological or learning, genetic or environmental. DNA or social, genetic, environmental. Those are 3 additional ways to say exactly the same thing. It all means the same. So, to clean up my notes, I'm just going to delete that. Now, I'm not really going to delete it because I said I'm going to share this with our premium subscribers, but I am going to cross it out so you remember that I don't think this information is very important overall. If I was going to study for a test on this lecture, I would want the basic, most important information, but not to repeat myself. Genetics correlated with obesity. I think that's important. I used my shorthand here. No periods, and the only reason these are capitalized is because Google Docs automatically does that. You can change the setting, but you notice I didn't use punctuation. Genetics are correlated with obesity. Adopted versus birth parents. Here, I forgot to write the word children, so I'm going to add children. Verse, and I'm going to put the word there. Now, the only reason I'm putting them in parentheses is because I'm adding it, and I want you guys to, premium subscribers, to remember which words I added that I missed, that I'm putting back in. But I would just simply write, I would change my notes and write this, or rewrite my notes later. Adopted children versus their birth parents. 90% of the time match, 90% of time matches bio parents. I would reword this sentence. I would say their birth parents, 90% of the time, really what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to cross this out. I'm just going to rewrite it better while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to say 90% of the time, wait, what can I say? Adopted children's weights weights match the weights of their birth parents. There's probably a more concise, better way to say that. I just can't think about it. He said the weight of adopted children match the weight of their biological parents in 80% of the cases, not 90. You might be right, Selma. I might have written that down wrong. I do remember they said 40% of why obesity is genetic. They said maybe 40% of these genetic factors could be why people are obese. I'm curious. I could have misheard that. I could have written it down wrong. Which leads me to another note I want to make about note taking is if you go to a lecture hall, if you are in college and you are listening to someone speak and you're taking notes, or anytime you're taking notes, it's a good idea to utilize your friends, your colleagues, your peers. If 5 students all take notes and then meet after class and talk about it, one of you might have heard something wrong. I very well could have heard the wrong thing, and Selma corrects me. But if we're in a group of 5 students, if 4 of us say that it's 80%, then yeah, I'm probably wrong, right? So it's a good idea, and it's something to consider if you're going to university or college. What genetically causes obesity, right? That was a rhetorical question, rhetorical question. There's 2 hormones, 1 leptin and 2 ghrelin. Leptin is fat cells. I didn't write the verb there. Leptin signals fat cells maybe, and the leptin goes to the hypothalamus and it regulates appetite. So I have a lot of good information there. Less leptin equals more appetite and you use and burn more fat. So now I know, leptin, that's that chemical. If I have a lot of it, it signals my brain, my hypothalamus, to that I'm hungry, I have an appetite, and it also allows my body to burn more fat. Interesting thing, obese individuals have high levels of leptin in their system, but they have genetic immunity. Genetic immunity. Ghrelin, that is the right spelling, Rosa, yes. And right here, ghrelin. Ghrelin signals hunger to the brain and to intake more food. So I want to actually make sure that this was true, that leptin does create more appetite, because it sounds like ghrelin does the same thing. It signals hunger to the brain. So I would probably want to listen to this again. Secreted from the fat cells. Good job, Karen. Thank you. So that's an example where I can get notes from my peer here, my fellow student. So more ghrelin signals, more signals to eat and more obesity. So environment can cause obesity too. Here's a different section. Our daily habits. Modern societies have more obesity. We know this. Economic. So when the economy is wealthier, there's more food and more access to high fatty foods. There's more sources. WHO, that's the World Health Organization. If I wrote this in my notes, I would probably add the meaning so I don't forget. World Health Organization. And their map shows rich nations are fatter, are more obese, right? We spoke in last class about how fat or fatter people is not the polite way to discuss people with obesity. And of course that's true. But in note taking, it's easier to write the word fatter than it is to write obese people or obesity, right? So I choose the quicker word. All right. I spell terribly too, Luciana and Rosa. No worries. Really, I'm a bad speller. I try, but it's something that I'm just not quite great at. But I practice. One technique I can show you is if you use Google Docs or any sort of autocorrect, a strategy for learning spelling is right-click and see the correct spelling of the word. Make sure it is the right word, first of all. But then don't just click it. Instead, go back and find where your mistake is and retype the word. Either type in the correct letter or retype the whole word. That will help you with your spelling if you want an extra little tip there. So wealthier nations, I didn't write wealthy, I wrote symbols there. Wealthier nations eat more unhealthy food and more food in general. Poor societies have less obese people. It's essentially the opposite of this note. More food on plates. I thought that was interesting. Well, I can add a little information here if I want, that I just kind of remember from the chat. Wealthy nations, plates have bigger portions. They have bigger portions. Lack of exercise, store more fat. Those are other contributors within the role of environment. So here, this is kind of a topic, right? Up here we were talking about genetics. So these are our two topics, right? Genetics and environment. Here's genetics. So I'd section off that information. Here's the environment. Lack of exercise. Illness and old age can cause weight gain. It's not a main cause, but it can. Canadians, yes, lots of fat Canadians, lots of fat Americans. We consume more fatty foods. Urbanization. If you caught this word, good. It's a difficult word to catch and write if it's unfamiliar. Modern conveniences cause obesity. And then I gave examples. So really, if I was organizing my notes, I might structure them like this. Urbanization, modern conveniences cause obesity, such as easy transportation and easy work, less physical exercise. Bus, train, I might even give my own examples there. Obesity increasing around the world, and eliminating obesity is difficult. Again, I didn't use proper grammar or worry about spelling or anything else. I just wrote eliminating obesity difficult. That's terrible English if I was writing an essay or speaking to you. But it's great note-taking because it's the minimum needed to save the information. I hope that helps, and it draws in some of the subjects that we've studied and shows you how it all connects. Our note-taking, our writing strategies, our listening strategies, all of this combines to help us effectively use English for academic purposes or for professional purposes. So, Rosa did good with one listening. Excellent, good job. If you didn't do well with the first listening, if you're a slow note taker, or if you missed those classes, that's okay. You can watch this video again and then check your notes against mine. So go back to the listening, listen again, and then compare your notes to my notes and see how close you get. See if you can get all that information. Also see if Selma is correct and I'm wrong with my number of 90%. I could be wrong. I don't know. Hopefully Selma did get it, because that means her listening is better than mine, which is perfect. I want that. I want you guys to be better users of the English language than me. That's my goal, is to make you guys better than me. Nitesh, you're new to the class. Well, welcome. I hope you come back. You can watch some of our old videos. They're all on our YouTube channel, which I will share with you. You guys are wonderful. Selma, thank you for being here. Luciana, thank you. Rosa, Jose, Nitesh, thank you. Karen, you're back again. Mona A, Mona, if you're still awake. All of you are so wonderful. I really appreciate it. I'm going to send you the link to our YouTube channel if you want to watch our old videos. I'm also going to send you, again, the link to Smrt English. Rosa thought that was impossible. Of course it's not impossible, Rosa. You're growing in your English. You're doing well. So thank you for keeping coming back. Also, so that's the information if you want to become a premium subscriber, or if you want to watch our other videos. Sean's videos are great. Mark's videos are great. Nicole's, Neil's, everybody that's doing these videos is very entertaining, engaging, very brilliant English teachers and speakers and writers. So we're very lucky to have the teachers we have. You're welcome for the class, Selma. And Luciana, you are welcome. And Daniel, you're new too. Well, welcome. I hope to see you next week. This class is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So right now is when it ends usually. We went a little long today because I got so excited about having you here. You're all amazing students, and I very much appreciate all the comments in the chat. Anthony, you're very welcome, sir. And Karen, of course, you are welcome. Happy to see you again. Good night, Mona. Get some rest. Thank you so much for staying up with us. Great work. I'm happy to have you as a student and premium subscriber. Luciana, yes, you're absolutely right. All of you students are brilliant and amazing. And Chari, great to see you again. Thank you for being here. It's after midnight, Rosa. You should get to sleep. You should get to sleep. Nitesh, 4 a.m. Wow. You guys are so cool for being up so late, so early to be here with me for this class. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Next class, Daniel. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you. I'll say welcome back. Selma, it's pretty late there too. You're a trooper. Very, very diligent, hardworking student. Good job. Hannah, hard for you to catch up. If this is too quick, if I'm speaking too quickly, we have other classes where the teachers speak a little bit slower. Or if you're just tired, it's too late, you could check out our other classes or watch these later on. But I love having you guys here live to chat with. So if you do want to come back, I'll help you catch up. You can jump in and I will stay with you, answer all your questions, and help you out. So once again, I'm going to share our link here. You do have homework, Rosa. You do have homework. If you want a break, I'll tell you what, Rosa, if you don't want to do the homework this time, you can take a break because you've been so good about doing all the other homework. So if you want, no homework. But if you want to do the rest of the exercise from our lesson today, if you send it, I will correct it. If you want a week off, no homework this weekend, that's fine too, okay? We want to keep our premium subscribers happy. Hannah, you're talking about getting the info. Oh, okay, no problem. I will share with you the info. So this is the Smrt English. Selma, yeah, unlike you, you have to do the homework. I would love to see your homework and correct it, so please send it. But if you want to break too, that's okay. It's up to you. Of course you will, Rosa. So that is the Smrt English Smrt Live link that allows you to become a premium subscriber if you want. The next link I'm going to share is our YouTube channel, so you can check out our other classes, our other videos. And then the last one, of course, is an application if you want to come and study here at the Spokane College of English Language. It's a beautiful city. It's so affordable, so friendly, so safe. It's a really nice city to live in. And I seriously mean it's affordable. You can get an apartment here for like $350 a month. Or you can live with a homestay American family that will, cook meals with you and take you out and talk with you, speak with you in English. And it's only $500 a month. So it's a pretty good deal. Or you can come with friends or family and share the rent together, and you can find really good deals, and I'll help you. It's okay if you're a slower talker, Hannah. That's fine. That's why we're here, to practice. No problem. I am happy to help you. Good night, Joa, or Joya, and Jose. Bye. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. So, I look forward to seeing you guys again next class, or seeing you here in Spokane studying English with us. Check out our other teachers. Check out our Facebook page. Again, here's the Facebook for my college. There's some really good deals on tuition right now. So check it out, and I'll be back again. Thank you so much again for everybody being here. I will see you guys next class. Tuesday, same time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look forward to seeing you guys, okay? Take care.